You should be making money with your content, okay? You guys spend way too much time on these apps, ain't making a dime. You are scrolling all day. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, you're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Threads, you're on all the places, and you're not even making a dime. Make it make sense? The math ain't mathing. You should only be on these apps making money from your content, from selling your products, and if you're not doing that, we gotta fix that today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. It has to be fixed today because you've been procrastinating forever. Are the sales coming in? Has it replaced the 9 to 5? If the answer is no, we gotta fix it. Time is of the essence. I also want you guys to understand this. You should be making income while you are asleep. We're building wealth, okay? We cannot do that if the only time we get paid is if we are actively working for it. At some point, you are gonna wanna take a vacation. At some point, you're gonna wanna spend time with your family. At some point, you're gonna wanna do self-care, true or false. If you're only making money while you are actively working for it, that's a problem that we have to fix today, not tomorrow, not next week, and not next year, today. I want you guys to understand this. Good morning. You only need one digital product in your store. See, a lot of y'all get hung up on, oh, I have to have this ebook, this e-course, that e-course. No, you only need one. So that's why you have so many people on these apps who have product after product and they're not making no sales. If you were to ask them to pull up their Stand store, their Gumroad, you would see zero. You would. Or maybe you see $10 from 2 months ago. You only need one product. Good morning. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. How do I know that? Because it changed mine. You guys, when I started my digital product business 6 years ago, full time, I lost 100 pounds. Okay, I was a very big woman. And on my weight loss journey, I learned how to exercise, I learned how to eat right, and most importantly, I fixed my mindset and my relationship with food. And I put all that information in an ebook. And then I started selling that ebook to other people who also wanted to learn how to lose weight. And I sold it on YouTube over and over and over again. So whatever you want to sell, whatever you're good at, whatever you have a passion for, you can and you should be selling. But the reason why you're not doing it yet, let's be real, it's because you are living in fear. Good morning. On my live, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. You've been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years, some of y'all decades, because you're so fearful of looking stupid. Good morning. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You got all this fear that is stealing, literally stealing your dream life. Literally, because let's be honest, you've already manifested. You've already prayed about it. You've already done the vision board. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You know exactly what kind of house you want. You know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take. You know exactly what you want that bank account to look like. And you know exactly how much money you want to leave your children. True or false? You already know all the things. You know every single detail. But every day that you live in fear is another day that you could have been living that life, but you chose to let fear steal it from you. We gotta fix it, ladies. Fear cannot continue to steal that dream life from you. Good morning. If you have never seen my face before, hello, happy Tuesday. Good morning. My name is Coach Jazz, and this morning we are going to be building our online business from scratch. I'm gonna teach you how to create the ebook, and most importantly, I'm gonna teach you how to sell it. But most importantly, on top of all of that, we're going to build ourselves. Let me give you the brutal, honest truth. You are getting in your own way. It's you. See, you lack consistency. You lack discipline. You lack confidence. You lack prioritizing yourself in your own life. You lack all of the things. And that's why none of the things are getting done. You've already bought e-courses. Let's be real. Some of y'all are on TikTok live all day buying more courses. Let's just stop the cap. Let's just be real with ourselves for once. But it's not working. Why? Because you have done everything except the one thing that'll change your life, which is change you. You don't even prioritize yourself. You refuse to say, you know what? I'm going to spend 30 minutes today working on me. You won't even do that. And then you have the audacity to say, well, Jazz, I don't have time. That's a bold-faced lie. Because you're on social media all day. You just don't prioritize yourself. You always prioritize others. All of that has to change, or nothing. No matter how many lives you watch, no matter how many YouTube videos you watch, nothing for you will change. You are getting in your own way. Your lack of confidence. You don't even keep the promises that you made to yourself. You've been telling yourself for years you were going to start a business. Where's the business? You've been telling yourself for years you were going to create content. Where is the content? You've been telling yourself for years you were going to sell the products. Where are the products? Where are they at? I don't see them. You never keep the promises you make to yourself. And every single day that you don't do that, you slowly erode your confidence. And that's why you sit here worrying about what other people are going to think about you. Confidence is who you think you are. I'm going to say that again. Confidence is who you think you are, not who somebody told you, but who you think you are. And the problem is you don't think you're anything because you never keep the promises that you make to yourself. We have to fix that today, or no matter how many videos you watch, you will still not be getting the results that you want. Okay? Good morning. Thank you, Nat. Now, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. It would be in your best interest to take notes. You better write it down. Because if I know anything about you, you are human. And as a human, you're going to forget. Let's just be real, because life is lifing and stress is stressing. But if you take notes, oh shoot, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay. If you take notes, anything that I say that you happen to forget, you can refer back to those notes and get it done. The key word of this live is going to be execution. Execute. We are going to execute. So not only are you going to write it down, you're going to actually do it. Not only are you going to watch this live, but you're going to actually do it. Y'all aren't doing that. You are bouncing from video to video. You're bouncing from live to live, but you're not executing anything. And the longer you don't execute, the longer you sit there and not get the results that you want. We got to fix it today. Thank you, Nat. We have got to fix it today. So if you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat, because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. Also, you guys, make sure y'all follow me so you do not lose me, because they do steal my videos. They do make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. And one last thing, make sure you guys interact with this live. The more we like, comment, and share, the more this live will get pushed to more people, the more TikTok and the more YouTube will push it out. Believe it or not, there are a lot of women who want to start online businesses, but they have failed to realize that they're the reasons holding themselves back. They don't know that part. They think they just need more information, failing to realize that it's them getting in their own way. So just like this live found you, let's allow this live to find others, okay? Very good. Y'all are ready. Let's get started. So what is a digital product and how will we build the business? All right. A digital product is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. Good morning. You don't physically have it in your possession. It's all out in the cloud somewhere, okay? You are going to create something to sell, and it can be anything. Please don't overthink. Some of y'all overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and it's not getting you anywhere. Stop overthinking. There is something that you already know how to do. There is something that you are really good at, and there's something you have a passion for. And whatever it is, that's what I want you to sell. Okay? When I first started, you guys, I lost 100 pounds. I was a very big woman. And I learned a lot on my weight loss journey. I learned how to eat right. I learned how to exercise. And most importantly, I fixed my mindset. And so I sold an ebook teaching people how to lose weight. I made it once and I sold it over and over and over again. Now, let me give y'all some tea. Some of y'all are addicted to buying these courses just to resell them, but you're not reselling them. Because let's just be real, you don't really have a passion for the thing that you're selling, which is why it makes it so hard to show up and sell it. But if you make something that you truly have a passion for, something that you actually know about, selling becomes effortless, okay? So do yourself a favor and pick something that you love to do. It's really that simple, all right? And you don't have to do an ebook. You could do an e-course. You could do workbooks and journals. You could do private communities. I've made thousands upon thousands with private communities. Literally anything you want to sell, you can sell, okay? Now, I'm going to give y'all 2 apps. 2. And these apps will change your life if and only if you actually use them. So not only are you going to download it, but you're going to use it. Okay, you're going to open it up and actively use the app. Okay. If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Good morning. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz. If I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. TikTok number 1, the screen that says turn your phone into an ATM. How do we only have 30 hearts on the screen? The math ain't mathing. The more we interact with this live, the more TikTok and YouTube will push this live to more people. Okay, just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. And I do want to ask you one quick question. Let's be honest. Don't tell no lies. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. When was the last time you said to yourself, you know what, today I'm going to spend 30 minutes on me? I just want to know. Be honest. When was the last time you said to yourself, today I am going to spend 30 minutes on me and my goals? Exactly. Some of y'all don't even know. Every single day you get up and you're always doing for others. And not at any point in your day have you done one thing for yourself. And then you wonder why the goals that you have don't actually get accomplished. Because you don't prioritize yourself in your own life. How can you achieve anything that you want to achieve if you don't even tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to spend 30 minutes on this for me. Not for my husband. Not for my children, but for me. That's a problem. That's a problem. You have got to start choosing to make yourself a priority in your own life, or day by day will go by and you won't get anything done. That has to be a non-negotiable. And don't you dare say you don't have time, because you have time to scroll these apps. I'm not giving you that excuse, not on this live. No, you don't get that excuse over here. Take it somewhere else, because you do have time. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Okay? All right. App number 1, good morning, is Canva. Write it down, Canva. You will be using Canva for everything. Everything. So maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of Instagram reel templates for you, TikTok templates for you, everything. Maybe you do want to start a YouTube channel. I tell y'all every day, start your channel. Canva has thousands upon thousands of thumbnail templates on there. And the thumbnails, you guys, if you don't know, is just the picture that you see on YouTube before you actually click on the video. This is what draws people's attention to the video in the first place. All of the creators, including myself, are getting them off of Canva. And it's very, very, very easy to use. The templates are already made. You just drag and drop. I can't make this up. And maybe you do want to sell an ebook. That's what I'm going to teach you guys how to make this morning. And you want it to look all professional and branded. Fine. Canva has thousands upon thousands of ebook templates on there for you to use. Okay? Very easy to use. Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's holding on to fear for dear life. And if you didn't know, on this live, we said fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you're about to do. You're about to swipe up now. Because you're living in fear, and you're saying things to yourself like, Jazz, look, I would love to start an online business. It sounds amazing, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old? What if it's too late for me? Okay, well, before you run away from your $1 million idea, just listen to me. First of all, understand this. You woke up this morning. That's a blessing. Let's be real. Every day that you wake up means you were blessed with another day, another opportunity to work on your goals. Until you are 6 feet under, it is never too late to start. So start. Number 2, you are very tech savvy. Don't tell lies. Because you are on technology all day. You are on social media all day. You are liking, commenting, sharing, archiving, scrolling. That takes tech savviness. So you will use the tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And for my ladies who do think they're so old, what did we just say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling. Okay? All right. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. Also, make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos. They do make fake accounts and they turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe if you have not already. App number 2, we're taking notes because the keyword of this live is execution. ChatGPT. Write it down. Good morning, good morning. App number 2 is ChatGPT. This is AI, and you will be using AI for everything. AI will literally build your entire business for you if you use it. Okay, I can't make this up. So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. Fine. ChatGPT will tell you. It'll tell you. Maybe you do want to start a YouTube channel, but you're just a little camera shy. You're not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine. ChatGPT will script the entire video for you. Now all you gotta do is say the words. And maybe you do want to sell an ebook. That's what I'm going to teach you guys how to do this morning. But you just don't know what to put in it. You don't have to know, because ChatGPT will literally write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds. Ladies, I can't make this up. I'm being dead ass serious. It has never been easier than today to start your online business, but you keep getting in your own way because ChatGPT literally does the business for you. But your lack of consistency, your lack of follow through, your lack of confidence, your lack of self-prioritization are all of the things that's holding you back. And ChatGPT is free. So you can't even use it. He says, well, I ain't got no money. It's free. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So I gave you Canva, I gave you ChatGPT. Now all we have to do is put it together and write the ebook. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. If you are not taking notes, you are doing yourself a disservice, because I'm literally about to give it to you. How can we execute something if we don't even know what we're supposed to be doing? Make it make sense. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business from scratch. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in, come on in. All right, so you're gonna open up ChatGPT. In the search, you're gonna type this in. Here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, please put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. TikTok number 1, the TikTok that says turn your phone to an ATM. Can we get some comments going so we can remove that disgusting picture off of the live, please? Just comment some words so that we can filter that on out to the new people coming in. That's not the first thing they see, please. And thank you. Let's just get the energy back right. I blocked the user. Just say thank you, good morning, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm subscribed. Just say something so we can remove that ugly comment from the stream, please. Let's just get it filtered out. Thank you, Miss Love. Let's just get it filtered out. I blocked them, but I ain't trying to see that. Yes, I can repeat it. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solve a problem. You're gonna hit enter. You're gonna hit enter. Thank you, Nana. You got it. Very good. Now, when you're gonna hit enter, before we move forward, ladies, I need you guys to write this word down. Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I need you to write this word down. Consistent. I need you to write this word down. This says consistent. Write it down. Because before we move forward today, we're going to lock in on the true definition of this word. Write it down and then underline it and then circle it 50,000 times. We got to lock in because a lot of y'all are very confused as to what this even means. So let me go ahead and confuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. if I have time, if I'm not too busy. No. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, consistent means 4 out of the 7. I need you to be consistently working on your business, your content, your goals, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve for yourself, more often than not. And I didn't say you had to be doing it 5 hours a day. If you have 20 minutes a day, then you better be doing 20 minutes a day. That is consistent. The reason why things aren't going to plan is because you're not consistent. Just like you consistently go to work to get that paycheck that you want, you are going to have to consistently show up for the goals that you have for yourself. That's the only way any of this is going to work. You got to be consistent, ladies. You have to be intentional. You have to say, you know what, today, I don't care what's going on. I am going to commit 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. I don't care. I am going to commit to doing something for me, my business, whatever it is. You got to be consistent. Thank you, Mindy. Now let's make consistency easy. Because life is hard enough. Let's be real. Because life is life and stress is stressing and the bills is piling up. So let's make consistency easy so that we can consistently be consistent. It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you truly enjoy doing. I cannot make this up. I want you to go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only choose things that you truly enjoy, that you have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something that I would love to talk about all day, every day if I could? And whatever that thing is, that's what I want you to do. See, the reason why a lot of us struggle with depression and anxiety, let's just go ahead and be real, is because in the whole 24 hours of your day, you haven't set aside anything that you truly enjoy. Your life begins to feel like it's on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, take care of the family, go to sleep. Nowhere in those 24 hours do you do anything for yourself. Nothing that you truly enjoy. Who wouldn't be depressed? But when you are intentional about your day and you start structuring things in your day that you actually like, now you look forward to it. Now you enjoy doing it. Now it's easy to be consistent because it's something true to your spirit. Now you really build happiness for yourself. And then selling becomes so easy because it's something you love to do. It's something you love to talk about. It's not a headache. It's not a chore. So please do yourself a favor and only pick things that you love to do. For anyone on here who's into their health and wellness, I lost 100 pounds. Let me ask you, isn't it so much easier to eat healthy foods when you actually eat healthy foods that you love to eat? Yes, it's easy. I hate watermelon. I hate it. I hate the smell. I hate the taste. It's disgusting. It would be torture to try to force myself to eat watermelon every day because I hate it. But I love pineapples. I love blueberries. I love bananas. So it's so much easier for me to eat those fruits every day because I truly love them. I can't make this up. Now, if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, then fine, ask for 10 more. And keep asking until it gives you ideas you want to use. Okay? One more thing I need you to write down. This is critical. Exactly. Find a good niche. Absolutely. This is critical. Write this down. If you remember anything else I say to you, you better remember this. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget that. If you're anything like who I used to be, you are giving all of your energy away. You are an energy vending machine. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your partner, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your family. You're giving all of your energy to your friends. You're giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. celebrities, and the internet. And by the time you sit down, ready to work on something for you, you can't. Can't. Because you gave all your energy away. And now you don't have any for yourself. And that's why you feel drained, frustrated, resentful, anxious, defeated. Because you keep giving all of your energy to everybody else. And let's just be clear. Most of the people that you're giving all of this energy to are grown-ass adults who are able and capable of doing things for themselves. Starting today, we are going to pull that energy back. We are going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. The answer is no. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her problems. It makes you human. You matter too. Your happiness is important too. So, the answer is no. No, I cannot loan you any money. That is money I could be using for my business. No, I cannot give you any rides. That is time I could be spending for my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. Shit, I gotta fix my own. The answer is no. It's no. And I also want to make something very clear. If people around you were reciprocating the energy back to you, you wouldn't feel drained. You wouldn't feel resentful because it's equal give and take. They give, you take, you give, they take. But the problem is you're the only one giving and they're always taking from you. So there's no reciprocity. A lot of you guys are trying to pour from an empty cup, and your cup has been empty for years. You can only efficiently pour when you are in overflow, but you're not in overflow, and that's why you feel the way you feel. You have to start putting yourself first. When you're on a flight and they're telling you about the emergency exits, what do they say? Put your mask on first before you help the person next to you. You have to start telling people no. It's a non-negotiable. The answer is no. Because when you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. Okay? All right, money flows where energy goes. When you start putting energy into your business, you start making money. I can't make this up. If you're ready for prompt number 2, put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business, but most importantly, we are building ourselves. Ladies, you can watch all the lives you want. You can buy all the courses you want. But at the end of the day, we are the common denominator in our own life. I'm not going to tell you no tales. You are holding yourself back. Your lack of consistency, your lack of discipline, your lack of confidence. These are the things that keep getting in the way. And until you fix you, you're not going to get any of the results that you want. And that's just the cold, hard truth. Now, once you choose a digital product idea you want to use, good morning, you will type this in. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. Also, make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. YouTube, make sure you subscribe. They do steal my videos. They make fake accounts and they turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets because they're coming for you, y'all. They is coming to get you. So please make sure you follow me. Very good, y'all got that. You're gonna hit enter. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to build your online business because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. It wrote it. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. You will copy what ChatGPT gave you and you will paste it into Canva. So open up your Canva app. In the search bar of Canva, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's gonna give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one, and they are all 1000% customizable, meaning you can swap out the colors, the fonts, the pictures, do whatever you wanna do. You will copy and you will paste. Now, for my ladies who love to overthink, you know who you are. You overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every day, and it's not getting you anywhere. Stop. Write this down. This says KISS, K-I-S-S. It's an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. So stop overthinking. I just need you to make sure this ebook is clean, simple, legible. Ruby said me, no more. Just make sure it is clean, simple, legible, please. That's it. That's it. Okay? Once you are done copying and pasting everything and you love the way it looks, you will download it as a PDF file. You will download it as a PDF file. Once you have downloaded it as a PDF, you will upload it to your hosting site. Write these down. I hope y'all are taking notes. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are more out there. These are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. If you've got everything that we have said so far, please put got that in the chat. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. Let me know that you are here and that you are present. And while I wait for you guys to put got that in the chat, let me ask you this, ladies. How many times have you told yourself that you were going to do something just to not do it? Some of y'all been trying to lose weight for the past 5-10 years, ain't lost it yet. Because every single time it's time for you to show up for yourself, you don't. You make excuses. You say tomorrow, I'll start next year, or it's just not the right time. Excuse after excuse. Let me tell you this. Every single time that you don't show up for yourself, every single time that you break a promise to yourself, you are slowly eroding your confidence. I told you guys, confidence is who you think you are. And the problem is, a lot of you don't think you're much of anything because you never keep the promises that you make to yourself. You never follow through. And this is why so many people struggle with posting content, whether they're faceless or not, because they care too much about what other people think, because they lack confidence in themselves. You are going to have to start keeping the promises that you make to yourself. That's the only way you're going to start to feel better about yourself. That's the only way. There's no way around it. If you told yourself you were going to start a business, then start it, for Christ's sakes. If you told yourself you were going to finish your ebook, then finish it, please. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then lose it. Stop breaking the promises that you make to yourself. Because I promise you this, if you actually start following through, you will actually start feeling really good feeling really good about yourself. You will start to have the self-respect. You will start to have the discipline because you think very highly of yourself. And now you have a whole new standard for how you live your life. And then the toxic people around you, they just slowly fall off. Because you don't tolerate bullshit from yourself anymore, which means you damn sure not going to tolerate bullshit from others. I can't make this up. This all starts with showing up for yourself, okay? All right, good morning. Ruby said, help me. I'm helping you, Ruby. Take these notes, okay? So these are our hosting sites. Now, I use StanStore. Good morning. I use StanStore. I love StanStore. StanStore is great, but StanStore is very expensive, okay? StanStore is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet, okay? If you are brand new to all of this, StanStore is not for you. Instead, I want you to start on Gumroad. Thank you, Dad. Gumroad, because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. Okay, they charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That is a great place to start. Now, what I know about you is this: you're gonna make sales. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes. You're asking questions, and most importantly, you said you were going to execute. Remember, the key word of this live is execution. So not only are you going to write it down, not only are you going to watch it, but you're going to actually do it. Now, when you do start generating income, no, Beacons is $10 a month. When you do start generating income, I want you to then transfer everything over to StanStore later, because StanStore has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance today, in case you didn't know. Buy now, pay later is taking over, okay? So we got Affirm, we got Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, PayPal has something. There's so many these days, and it is taking over. Buy now, pay later is the most preferred payment option. It's more preferred over credit cards. And no, it is not just poor people using it. Get that out your head, because six-figure earners are using it too. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad. You will start building your business, and then you will transfer everything over to StanStore later when you can afford it, okay? So what we just did was we just made the ebook. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we made the ebook, we created it, we downloaded it, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. That's what we just did. Now we have to sell it. I'm gonna teach you how to sell. We gotta sell it. I'm gonna be honest. Sales is 80% of the business, okay? That is more than half. So we have to get sales right, or there won't be a business. We got to get this right. But before we get into sales, I need to make something crystal clear to you. That process, ladies, of copying and pasting and making that ebook, good morning, that process should not take you longer than 2 hours. 2 hours. And honestly, it shouldn't take you longer than 1, but I will give you some grace, and I will give you 2. And on this live, I don't care how old you are. Age ain't nothing but a number. I don't give a damn. What you're not gonna do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. You copy and paste back and forth the reels in the group chats. So I know you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste and make this ebook, we have a serious, serious problem that we gotta fix today. One of the problems that you might be experiencing, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. Let me guess. You want to be a perfectionist, right? So that means everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who's going to waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to second guess her greatness and overthink her brilliant idea. Then when you do decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, get frustrated, irritated, have OCD because it's still not perfect, and then give up on it again. And then you're going to let 3 more months go by and waste more time that you will never get back. Then when you do decide to get started yet again, this time you are going to ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, the people that you're asking, they don't even have a business. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you And then when they give you their opinion, you listen and you care. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you haven't done shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never get back. Bless your heart, you poor thing. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes that's just what I do best. And I am going to hold your hand very, very tightly when I say this to you, but just know I'm saying it out of love. Ma'am, you are not perfect. I am not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Everybody is perfectly imperfect. What you really are is scary. You are still living in fear. And what do we say fear on this live stood for? Fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years. Because you are so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you, and all this fear that you refuse to let go of is stealing your dream life from you. Now, some of you want to say, that's being dramatic. No, it's not. It's not being dramatic because you've already manifested, right? You already have done the vision board. You have pinned more and more pins on Pinterest. You know exactly what kind of life you want to live. You know what side of town you want to live on. You know what kind of car you want to drive. You know what kind of vacation you want to take the family on. You know how much money you want in savings, and you know how much money you want to leave your children. You know all of the things. That is your dream life. But every day that you don't live like that is another day that you could have, but you allowed fear to steal it from you. And if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, is because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all of this is. This is all self-sabotage. We are doing this to ourselves. This is self-inflicted. That's why I keep saying you are getting in your own way. It's not your environment. It's not your family. It is you doing this to you. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointed if you try something new, if you try something different and it doesn't work. That feeling of disappointment scares the shit out of you. So you self-sabotage to try to avoid feeling disappointed if it doesn't work. You will self-sabotage and say that you're too busy when in fact you're not too busy, but you want to hold on to that excuse because deep down inside you are terrified if you stop using that excuse of not being busy and you actually do the thing and it doesn't work. Oh God. So you'll say you're just too busy. You're not too busy. You're just self-sabotaging. You'll say things like, well, I can't let go of this marriage, even though my husband is toxic, even though he treats me like shit. I can't let go of this marriage because if I let it go and I finally get my confidence and I work on my business and it works, I don't know. So you'll self-sabotage and say, well, we just got to stay together because we've been together for 20 years. Self-sabotage. Same thing with your friends that you hold on to who ain't doing shit for you but taking from you. You'll hold on to these dead-end friendships because deep down you are terrified if you let the friendship go and things actually work out. I don't know. So you'll just say, well, that's my friend. I can't leave her. Self-sabotage. This is all self-sabotage. But I'm very confused because earlier you said that you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of going to a job that drains you. You said that you were tired of constantly giving up on yourself. These are things that you said. Every day that you live the life you're living, you are still disappointing yourself because you are not 1000% happy with the way things are going right now. I am trying to help you fix it. But we cannot fix it if we don't change. How can we bring more income into the house and stop living paycheck to paycheck if there's no product? How can customers buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. How can we build our confidence and finally believe in ourselves if every time we say we're going to do something, we don't do it? We can't. We can't. So you are going to have to change. We are going to have to launch the ebook as is. I need you to understand and understand that the more you do something, the better it will get. The more products you put out, the better the products will get. The more content that you create, the better the content will get. The longer you run your business, the better the business will get. But it will still never be perfect. So stop trying, stop self-sabotaging, and launch as is. All of your favorite businesses that you spend your hard-earned money on today have gotten better along the way. Look at Netflix. Netflix did not always have a fancy app. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They damn sure didn't have their own production, making movies and TV shows that are now winning Emmys and Oscars. And they damn sure didn't have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, netflix.com. You had to make a list of all of the movies you wanted to see. And these movies were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And then when you were ready for the next movie, you had to mail that one back. They did not wait to be able to afford the latest technology. They launched with what they had. And as they kept running their business, they got more customers. The more customers they got, the more money they made, and the more they were able to invest back into the company and make it even better. But it's still not perfect because we all still have complaints. True or false? It will never be perfect. Amazon, Tesla, all of these businesses have gotten better along the way. So I don't know why you think that you can skip the messy middle, but these are billion-dollar companies we're talking about. I don't know why your ego is so inflated and you think you can miss that part and just launch and be perfect and everything is just smooth sailing, but we're gonna have to reel that ego on in a lot of bits. And I need you to understand you are not above the program. And just like all of the other businesses that have gotten better, you will get better too. You will have a messy middle too. Okay? Okay. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you are distracted as fuck. Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people are not really looking for solutions to their problems. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Most people are just looking for someone they can complain and vent to. Anyone who's willing to listen, but they don't really want any actions to fix it. No, they don't. They are comfortable in their misery. I'm not here for that shit. I am here to help the woman who is uncomfortable and is ready to change. But in order to change, I have to tell you the truth about yourself so that you can become aware. So now we can fix it together. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. See, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally have some confidence. But you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally have confidence and self-respect. But you make the choice not to. You choose to binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself for once. But you make the choice not to. You choose to scroll social media for hours, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we have all of these distractions in the first place, gambling, drinking, partying, all of these things, is because we are trying to escape. And the reason we are trying to escape, this is escapism. The reason why we are trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we are not 1000% happy with. And instead of you being a grown woman and fixing it, you make the choice to run from it. But maybe it's time to take a new path. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Let me ask you, and be honest, the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Is that working for you? Just be real. Look at your life and the direction it's going in. Ask yourself, how do you feel on a daily basis? Is that working for you? Is it? I don't know. I haven't talked to you yet. Is it working for you? Because if the answer is no, then that means it's time to change something up. Is the business businessing? Is the content contenting? Are the sales coming on it? Do you feel good about yourself every single day? Are you living in purpose? Are you truly happy? Or are you sitting around crying and upset? Are you dragging yourself to a job that you hate? Do you feel low? Are you struggling? It's time to take a new path because evidently that path is not working. Instead of spending so much time trying to escape a life that we are not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So this is what we're gonna do today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not 2027, today. You are going to turn the TV off. Put the phone on do not disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You will sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You will start your ebook and then you're going to finish it, Not start, stop, come back next week, because we already know how you do. You're not coming back. You're gonna start it and you're gonna finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, then please go ahead and put clear in the chat, because respectfully, there is no point in talking about sales if you don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos. YouTube, make sure you subscribe. They steal my videos. They make fake accounts and they're going to turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, y'all, because they're coming for you, okay? Now, we made the product. It's time to sell it. I told you guys a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we got to get sales right or there will not be a business. But I also have to tell you something else. Sales is where most people fail. They are failing at sales. But not for the reasons that you think. Some of y'all about to freak out. No, it's not because sales is hard. I told you guys earlier, sales is actually very, very easy. But people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So, in order to sell something, we have to first fix our head about sales. See, some of you guys are struggling with selling stuff because you're saying things to yourself like, well, Jazz, I'm not a salesperson. What if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm begging for money? What if I'm being annoying? Okay, let's go ahead and clear all that up. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving, okay? People have a problem, you have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So get that out of your head right now. Number 2, you guys, you don't have a choice but to talk about your products and your services and how you can help people consistently, because people will forget. Ladies, everyone is living their own life. Everyone's life is lifing. Everyone's stress is stressing. People are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. You don't have a choice but to remind people consistently about your products and services, or they will forget. People are very forgetful. You're forgetful. Why do you think I keep telling you guys to take notes? Because I already know you're human and you're gonna forget. I already know this. So I'm telling you to write it down so that if and when you do forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Why do you think I keep reminding you that the key word of this live is execute? I keep repeating myself. Why? Because I need it to stick in your pretty head. Psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks. I need you to remember that you have to execute. That's why I keep repeating myself. You have to keep reminding people that you exist and how you can help them so that they can even begin to remember. You don't have a choice. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. Everyone has gotten the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to use 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. So even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend money with them every single month, they still consistently remind you who they are and how they can help you. How? Well, look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. I work from home. I literally see them driving up and down the street all day long. They didn't have to paint them blue. They didn't have to put their slogan on the truck. They didn't have to put Amazon on there. They could have left them white. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every single time you see one of their trucks, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood or open a mail room without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. Every time I go downstairs to get my packages, I see nothing but Amazon boxes all over the place. They didn't have to put their logo on those cardboard boxes. They could have left them blank, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, which is multiple times a day, your brain thinks Amazon. Now let me ask you, do you really think they are concerned about being annoying? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're concerned about you unsubscribing from Prime? Let's just be real. No. They know you're not going anywhere. How do they know that? Because they know they have a solution to your problem. They already know that we're lazy, and they already know that we want convenience, and they got us covered. So every day, they will consistently remind you that they exist, and every month, you will spend your hard-earned money with them. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I have been on the internet for 6 years. You might have found me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I'm all over the place. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently talking to people about the Glow Up Academy and how I can help them without worrying about people thinking I'm begging them for money? Without worrying about people thinking I'm annoying or that they're gonna unfollow or unsubscribe. How am I able to do that? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to build their online businesses. They want to monetize their platforms and their content. I teach them how to do that all inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to become confident in themselves. They want to actually feel good and get stuff done. I work with them side by side every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to learn how to become more disciplined and follow through and actually be consistent to get the results that they want. I work with them side by side inside of Glow Up Academy. If people unfollow me because I'm being annoying, respectfully, I don't give a damn. That just means they weren't ready to glow up, and that's fine. They don't have to be. They'll come back when they're ready, when they're tired of their own shit. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Okay. Let's talk about sales. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share. YouTube thumbs up the live. The more we interact with this live, the more YouTube and TikTok will push this live out to more women who are tired of their own BS and ready to actually get stuff done. And I do want to address the elephant in the room real quick, which is failing. So many of you guys have amazing ideas, brilliant ideas, but you are terrified of the word failing to the point where it is keeping you from starting. It is keeping you from being consistent. But what if I told you that a lot of you guys are extremely confused on what failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you create your first YouTube video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers in 24 hours, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. And some of y'all really believe that if you create your first TikTok video and you don't get 10,000 views in an hour, then you failed. But what if I told you that's not failing? Failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I quit. I'm done. Well, that is when you have officially failed. But if every single day you just commit to doing something towards the goal, you just commit to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, something towards your goals, that's not failing because you're still showing up, you're still trying, and you are still getting results. See, the problem is we have become so entitled in society. And a lot of you guys have had an entitled mindset for a very long time. You don't even recognize how entitled you really are. What you have done was you have created this unrealistic timeline of when things are supposed to happen because you said so. And because you said that you should be a millionaire in 30 days and it doesn't happen in those 30 days, then you have convinced yourself that is failing. But my question for you is, where the hell did you get this timeline from? Who told you that it only takes 2 weeks to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube? Who the hell told you that? Who the hell told you that you only have to post one video and you will go viral? Who told you that? You made all that up in your head and you truly believe that. And if it doesn't happen, then you failed. That is entitlement. That's entitlement as hell. The results always come. The results, whatever goal you have, they always come. But the problem is, you have to remove that entitlement mindset that you have. I've lost 100 pounds. To anyone who has lost any amount of weight on this live, is this or is this not true? If you just consistently eat less food and you just consistently move your body, don't you eventually get to your goal weight? Yeah. When you actually let go of the excuses, when you just let go of the excuses, you stop talking about thyroid, you stop talking about metabolism, when you truly let go of the excuses and you just lock in, you always end up losing the weight. Yes, you do. And the people who don't lose the weight, let's just be real, it's because they gave up, because they felt entitled to 50-pound weight loss in 24 hours. And because they didn't lose 50 pounds in 24 hours, they gave up and went back to their old ways. That's the truth. That's the real, cold, hard truth. So why would business be any different? It's not. It's really not. So you will always get the results that you want if you just don't give up. So for everyone on here who is terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you did not fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? All right. We're not going to worry about failing no more. Sales tip number 1, write this down. Content is king and distribution is queen. Write this down. Content is king and distribution is queen. So let's break this down so it makes sense. All right, let's start with the content is king part. So content is anything that we upload to social media. So posts, reels, if you go live, long form YouTube videos, all of that is content, anything that you upload. And content can be faceless or you can be front and center. It doesn't matter, all right? Content is king because content is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services and how we can help people. This is how we're gonna let people know that we exist, okay? We have to post consistently in order to remind people because we already said that people will forget. So we have to post consistently. Now, one thing I do want to stress is the importance of not allowing yourself to feel overwhelmed. One thing I have noticed about people, and I used to be guilty of this too, the minute you start to feel overwhelmed is the minute that you just give up because you don't know where to start and you're just like, oh my God, I have all these things to do, I don't know what to do, so then you just stop, you freeze. I never, ever, ever want you to feel overwhelmed with anything because I need you to keep going. So in order to reduce overwhelm so you don't freeze and panic, we have to understand this mindset. We're gonna crawl before we walk and walk before we run. Some of you guys just throw yourself in full throttle and that's how you burn out quickly. We're going to slowly build new habits. We're going to slowly build new routines. That's why I tell you guys, we're just going to start with 20 minutes. And don't say you don't have 20 minutes because you're on social media. You don't get that excuse. Not over here. Take that excuse somewhere else. You do have time. You just choose to waste your time. That's the truth. So we're going to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. Some of you guys are not posting at all because maybe you're camera shy. Okay, well, let's fix that. If you are starting from the very beginning and you're camera shy, I want you to promise me you're going to commit to getting in front of the camera multiple times a day, every day. So we're going to start with 20 seconds. Record yourself for 20 seconds, not to post. This is just to get you comfortable with being in front of the camera because what we say, the more you do something, the better you get. So 20 seconds here and there, multiple times a day, you got multiple 20 seconds in your day. Stop lying. You could talk, you could cook, you could work out. I don't care what you do. Just be in front of the camera. Once you have built comfort around being in front of the camera, you are no longer camera shy. Now we're going to commit to posting one 20-second video a week. Just one. Just one. Don't say you can't do it because now you are comfortable in front of the camera, so there should be no problem. You're going to commit to one video a week, 20 seconds. Once you get comfortable and consistent with posting once a week, we're going to up it to 2. Then we're going to up it to 3. And this is how we crawl before we walk and we walk before we run. And by building these small routines and small habits over time, it starts to compound. Then you start to believe in yourself because you're proving to yourself that you can do this. I can't make this up. Okay? Now, distribution is queen. Not only will we work on not only will we post content consistently, we're going to also work on building at least 3 platforms. 3. Why 3, Jazz? Because one is too close to none. That's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? Exactly. You would be sitting there freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. I teach my students that we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. Now, it's not hard to build 3. Get that out your head. Because the same exact video that you post on TikTok, you'll put it on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to be. It takes an extra 5 minutes. I do it all day. I promise you, it is not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. You got a lot of options. I always suggest starting with the platform that you are always on. So if you find yourself always on TikTok, start TikTok. Obviously, you love TikTok so much because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. But I am going to let you know this, in case you didn't know, YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok. YouTube has even replaced cable TV, meaning there are more people watching YouTube than any other platform. So I am going to always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is on YouTube, why aren't you? It don't make sense. Get on YouTube and start your channel. Now, before we even get into sales tip number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's still holding on to fear. She knows who she is. She ain't saying too much. She's quiet. She's taking it in. She's writing it down. But in the back of her head, she's like, what did I get myself into? She said, girl, okay. Jazz, listen, I would love to start an online business. This sounds amazing. But girl, I don't know. You're telling me to post content consistently? You're telling me to make my own ebook? You're telling me to build 3 platforms? I don't know. Ruby said, read in my mind. Ruby, listen. You're saying things like, I would love this, but I don't know if I can. And honestly, this just sounds really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away, like you always do, just listen to me. The first thing I want you to know is I can't convince you of anything. All right? I don't have the power to convince, and I'm not going to try. So if you want to believe that starting your online business is hard, then I'm going to let you believe that. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine. Your feelings are valid. It's hard. If you want to believe that having AI write your ebook for you is hard, then fine. I hear you. It's hard. But I do want to remind you, the life that you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that you absolutely hate every single day is hard. Crying every day because you are unhappy with the way things are going for you right now is hard. Knowing deep down inside that there's so much better for you, so much more for you. You can feel it in your soul and you're not living it. That's hard. And you live like that every single day. And that's what fear will do. Fear will convince you that what we're talking about this morning is so hard. But look at what you're already doing. That's harder than this. One thing I've noticed about women, and I used to be the exact same way, is we never, ever, ever want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. When was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you in everything that you've overcome? Some of y'all don't even know. Because you never tell yourself you're proud of you. And that's crazy because life has a tendency to life, right? We all go through some really, really, really tough times in life. And there have been moments in your life where you had no idea how you were going to overcome it. But you did. Because you're still here today. I remember when I lost my grandma, I had no idea how I was going to live without her. She damn near raised me. Even when I went off to college, I called her every single day to tell her about my day. And when I lost her, my whole world went upside down. But here I am, 10 years later, still here. Still living life without the most amazing woman in my life. You have proven to yourself how strong you are. I don't have to convince you of how strong you are. Just ask yourself, just think about the times that were really hard for you, but you got through it. You are more resilient than you give yourself credit for. You are stronger than you think. And even though you've overcome all those hard times in your life, you're gonna let fear convince you that you can't do this? Really? Really? That's why I keep stressing the importance of building our confidence, because this is a confidence issue. This is a confidence issue and lack thereof. Look at everything you have overcome, and you're gonna let fear convince you that you can't let AI write a book for you and then you paste it into a Canva template? Really, ladies? Really? Look at everything you've overcome. And you're going to let fear convince you that you can't let AI script a video for you and you say the words? Really? Really? Look at everything you have overcome. And you're going to let fear convince you that you can't take a video that you made off of TikTok and post it onto Instagram and Facebook? Really? Our confidence is that low that we don't even believe we can do this? But look at what we've already overcome. Seriously? And this is the problem. This is why I keep saying that you have got to start keeping the promises that you make to yourself, because this is absolutely crazy. You do harder stuff now. And listen, I don't have to convince you of this. You can see this for yourself. There are people on these apps who are in worse off situations than you. Let's just be real. There are women on these apps with more children than you, still showing up, building their business. There are people on these apps that are in worse health than you. Cancer patients, sickle cell anemia patients. And despite what they go through daily, they are still showing up, building their business. There are people on these apps who are down and out right now. They lost their job. They lost their house. And despite the weight of the world on them right now, they are still showing up and building their business. Now let's just be real for 1 second. Some of y'all don't have half those problems. Some of y'all do, and I'll give you grace. But some of y'all don't. You might have some complaints. We all do, but you already know deep down inside it could be a lot worse. So my question is, what is your excuse? You don't have one. You really don't. Because you see people every day, despite what they're going through, still showing up. And the only difference between them and you is the fact that they let go of fear a long time ago and you refuse to. And every day you let fear steal your dream life from you. You already know what you want your life to look like. You know what kind of trips you want to take your family on. You know what kind of freedom you want. You know what side of town you want to live on. You know all of the things. But you're not living that right now because you haven't let go of the very thing that's holding you back, which is the fear. Look, my online business changed my whole life. I've been doing this full time for 6 years, selling digital products. I started during COVID. Made more money than I could have ever imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. I have peace now. I'm not stressing about bills. I have freedom. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have purpose. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love. I have happiness now. I'm not dragging out of bed. I'm excited to start my day every single day. But before all of this, before COVID, no. I lived a very different life. I used to be miserable. I used to be depressed. I used to stress about bills. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I had a 9 to 5 that I absolutely hated. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us, but I bought in back in high school. They told me to go to college and get a bachelor's degree so I can get a good job with benefits and stability. And I'll make more than enough to where I could travel a couple times a year. I'll be able to save for a house, and I'll be able to put extra into my 401k plan so when I get too old to work, I can retire with dignity. That's what they said. So I believed them. I went off to college, got me a 4-year bachelor's degree. My mom told me to go. All of my friends were going. I did the whole thing. Went off to school, had dorm rooms, all of the things for 4 years, graduated, got a bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000. 6 months later, I got my dream job towards my degree, my first adult job. See, I was always working fast food and part-time retail jobs. Now I got this full-time job and they were offering me $60,000 a year. That was more than I ever made in my entire life. I was 23 years old back then. I thought I was about to be rich. I was so excited. This American dream is starting to take off for me. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. We weren't getting along. I was ready to do my own thing, be a grown woman. So I went out and got my own place. Didn't stop there. See, I did what most Americans do. I went out and decided to get me a car payment to match my new job. Now, I already had a car and my car was paid off, title in hand, okay? But it was old. No leather seats. No push to start, no tablet on the dash. I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life. And despite my mom and my grandma telling me not to do it, I was like, what do they know? I gotta do it. So I went out and got me a brand new Dodge Charger, top of the line. Couldn't tell me shit in my car. I thought it was too cute. That car was $450 a month. And we all know with the expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. So by the time your girl paid all her bills for the month, I was broke as hell. There were no trips. I couldn't afford to go anywhere. There was no extra money to save and put in my 401k. Absolutely not. I could barely afford groceries. Your girl was broke as hell. Okay? I had another problem. I had to start paying back them damn student loans. See, at 23, I thought it was fun and games. I didn't think the government was serious about student loans. Doesn't everybody have student loans? Isn't that the American way? Girl, they are not playing with you when it comes to those student loans. They want their money back. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call, they won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe at that 6-month mark, they are sending letters to your house because they want to see those tax returns. Because here's the kicker, they're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper that I made $60,000 a year, they said I should be able to pay $400 a month. I didn't have any kids, no dependents. They said, what's the problem? They don't care about how much your rent is. They don't care about how much your car payment is. Oh, and I thought, well, can't I do the $50 a month payment? That's what everyone else was doing. Why can't I do it? I don't qualify. I make too much. See, they leave that part out in this whole American dream. When you're middle class, you're actually really, really broke. Because see, you make too much for any type of assistance. So you always have to pay full price. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every month that I did not pay those student loans, which is every month because I really couldn't afford it, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I can't make this up, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit was shot. 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership. Who's gonna give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not till I fix that. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit. I have one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in the American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I grew up very sheltered, okay? I was very naive in my early 20s, and I believed people and the things that they said. I didn't think people were out here lying and finessing. I thought everybody was all innocent. And so when I went into my job interview, the supervisor told me that even though it was a department full of all women, they all got along. And everyone was just one big old happy work family, and there was no drama. So I went into the department believing that. I told you I was naive. I learned in corporate America, everybody is fake as fuck. I had no clue. See, I learned you gotta watch them, because what they'll do is they're slick. They'll smile in your face in the break room. They'll kiki and caca with you. They'll even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you. They'll hang out with you at happy hour. They'll invite you to their house. They'll even invite you to their weddings and their baby showers, but they don't like you. It's crazy, but that's what they're doing. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So for Christmas, they'll all buy you a gift, but they don't like you. It's weird. For Thanksgiving, they'll all come together and they'll bring food, and we'll all sit at this big table and eat Thanksgiving lunch together and sing Kumbaya. But they don't like you. And best believe, if you piss off the right person, they will make every day at your job a living nightmare. They sure will. I was 23 and I made friends with a woman who was 31. We used to do everything together. I really thought she was my best friend. And she told me I was the little sister she never had. That's what she told me. And I believed her. We both decided that we wanted to get promoted, and we both had applied for the promotion. And everything that I told her in confidence was in my manager's email. And I was now on the most hated list at work. And my supervisor did everything in her power to make sure I was miserable every single day at that job. I walked right into it. It was my fault. I know no better. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to find a new job. But nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit, and I hate my corporate job. For the first time in my life at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed. I wouldn't wish that feeling on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trapped feels like no matter what you do, your life's not gonna get no better. That's how trapped feels. You could try to be optimistic and have a positive mindset, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's how trapped feels. You could try to work some overtime or get a part-time job so you can stop stressing about bills and have a little bit of a savings account. But just when you start to get a couple extra $100, something always comes and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It's always something. That's how trapped feels. You could try to pray about it and get God to help you fix it, but it starts to feel like he's not listening because you still wake up with the same problems. It feels like he's ignoring you. That's how trapped feels. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And I lived like that for 6 years. I used to sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in every day. I used to bring that job home with me. You ever did that? So what that means is you have clocked out. You should be at home spending time with your spouse, but you can't be peaceful at home because you're telling him all the toxic things that they're doing to you at work every single day. You can't escape these people. They are living in your mind rent-free, stealing your peace. I used to be so stressed out about bills, I couldn't sleep at night anymore. I started to have anxiety in my stomach. Now, I grew up a pretty happy child. I didn't have anxiety problems. Now I got butterflies in my stomach over a damn job, and I can't seem to get them to go away, stressing that they're gonna fire me. That's how I felt. And to cope with all of my misery and my depression and my anxiety and my stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but it quickly spiraled out of control and I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you, then you are already doing something very, very hard. Going to a job that drains your spirit every single day is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy, you are so stressed, is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't have any interests. My life literally began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. Who wouldn't be depressed? I used to think there was something wrong with me because I was depressed in my life. That's depressing. Anybody would be depressed with a life like that. Ladies, there's nothing wrong with you. Yes, it's depressing. Whatever you're going through, it is depressing. Yes. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. You can't even put a price tag on that. And that's the beauty of online business, is you can monetize anything. Your idea is not stupid. Your idea is not far-fetched. You can literally monetize anything. And I don't have to convince you of this. You see it for yourself. How many times do you scroll on your For You page seeing the darndest things, and you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out how the hell are they getting paid to do this? I'm going to tell you how. Because they let go of fear. They let go of fear. That is the only difference between them and you. You're still holding on to it. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours or more a week, you realize you spend more time at work with people you don't even like than you do with your own family who loves you. Yes, you do. See, I literally worked 9 to 5, okay? So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city is over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, that's 2 hours in the car. 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. 11 hours out of my day gone. By the time I do get home, I am drained. I am exhausted. I'm defeated. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse, and for those of you guys who have kids, just to put everyone to bed and repeat it again the next day. And let's just be clear, your loved ones, they don't get the happy version of you. They don't get the peaceful version of you. They don't get the stress-free version of you. No, they don't. They get the miserable version of you. They get the stressed version of you. They get the depressed version of you. You put everyone to bed, just to repeat again the next day. Just look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you looking forward to? Because Friday you still worked. They still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day that you get to do what you truly want. Sunday, not so much, because you have to prepare for the work week, right? Yeah. So you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to go to the grocery store, you got to do laundry, and then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk for Monday. Ladies, that is not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, he loves me. And he loves me a lot. And if he loves me so much, why would he put me on this earth to be hating the very life that he blessed me with? Why would he put me here to be crying and then drinking to cope? Why would he want me to believe that there is nothing special about me? He didn't put me here for that. That's not why I'm here. He made me for a very special reason, and he allowed me the opportunity to find it. And then online business allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. And he made you for a very special reason too. There is something very, very special about you too. But sometimes on our journey of life, somewhere down the line, you lost your light. Your light got dim, and then it got dark. And now here you are today, believing that there's nothing special about you and that you can't do any of this. Maybe it was a toxic relationship, toxic family, toxic friends, toxic job. Something happened to your light, and your light is gone. But I am here to tell you that you can do this. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. God would not give you ideas that you couldn't do. If something inside of you said, hey, I should try this. Hey, I think I should post this content. Hey, I think this would be a really good ebook idea. That's because you can. God would never plant seeds in an environment that couldn't harvest it. If it wasn't something you were capable of doing, it wouldn't even have crossed your mind. But it did. It did. Because you can. But the only way to actually get it done is you have to let go of the fear. That fear is stealing your happiness. It is stealing your peace. It is stealing your freedom. You have to let go of the fear, ladies. That is the only way any of this is going to work. But you can do this. Okay? Okay. No more fear. We gonna let it go. I'm here to tell you, you can do this. She said, this is so spooky. You are definitely talking to me right now. Good. I'm so glad you found this live. You can do this. You can do this. Okay? All right. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Sales tip number 2, you guys make sure you are taking notes. The key word of this live is execution. Can't keep talking about what we're gonna do. Can't keep praying about it, manifesting, hoping and wishing and watching. We have to execute, meaning you have to actually do it. All right? Sales tip number 2, write this down. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy it. If they don't know you, not gonna buy it. And if they do not trust you, not gonna buy it. So how do we get people to like us? Okay, We're going to get people to like us through our content. And for those of you guys who are just tuning in, we said content is anything that you upload to social media. So your stories, your reels, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, anything that you upload is content. And content is how we're going to let people know about our products and services. So in our content, we have to be relatable and we have to be authentic. We got to be relatable and we have to be authentic. In other words, we have to be ourselves. You guys, people connect with people through emotions. You're struggling with building your community because you're trying to be perfect, failing to realize that people cannot relate to perfection because nobody is perfect. And the community that we build, our viewers, our subscribers, our commenters, the people who like our posts, those are the people who are going to buy our products. Please do not let fear take over and say things like, well, Jazz, what if no one likes me? Because that's impossible. That is impossible. Because there's 8 billion people in this world. Somebody is bound to like you. And I used to be fearful of that too. You guys, when you post your content, it goes everywhere. The internet is what connects people from all over the world, all walks of life. There are so many people all over the world who need you, who are struggling with the very problems that you have solutions for. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of you guys watching wouldn't have heard this message. And I wouldn't have been able to help any of you. But that's literally what you're doing to other people because you won't let go of fear and just post the videos. You guys, I have people all over the world inside of Glow Up Academy. I'm in the US. There are women inside of Glow Up Academy from Germany, Australia, Canada, Jamaica, Barbados. I have been to none of those countries, but I have been able to help women all over the world just because I stopped letting fear run my life and I decided to post my content and be myself. So please get out your head and just post the damn video. Please just post the video. I promise you people will like you. Okay? We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? All right. I need you to go live. And yes, everything that we're talking about, by the way, can also be done if you are faceless. Okay, so don't think because you're faceless, you're getting out of this. Absolutely not. You were doing all of the things too. I need you to go live. Going live is the best way to build your community because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you and engage. It also allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all hard-headed as hell and you're gonna say, Jazz, that's great, but I don't wanna go live. And I'm gonna just say, fine, don't. I told you, I'm not the coach that's gonna try to convince you to do anything. If you don't wanna go live, then don't. But I do want to remind you that you also said you didn't want to go to work. You said that you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid, and you were tired of robbing Patrice to pay Paula. That's what you said. It amazes me how people will slave away at their job for 8 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours a day to build someone else's business to make them rich. But they absolutely refuse to commit to 20 minutes to build their own business and build wealth for themselves. That is fascinating. I don't understand it. You see people on live all day, every day. The internet does not sleep, especially on TikTok. You see creator after creator going live, selling their products. You see it for yourself. But you don't want to go live and sell your products. Whatever. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my live shy ladies, the only reason why you're struggling with live shyness or camera shyness or any shyness in life is because you just don't have enough experience doing it. It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's just because you don't have enough experience. Maybe you did it once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. We have been on this live for 109 minutes. And if I know anything about humans, you would not still be here if you didn't trust what I was saying to be true. You would have left. But you're still here because you trust me. So trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Everything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. I don't have to convince you. Look at the results in your own life. You did not always know how to walk, but now you walk just fine. How? Because you did it over and over again. You did not always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you did it over and over and over again. You did not always know how to drive. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you did it over and over again. You did not always know how to do your job, but you do that just fine now. How? Because you did it over and over and over again. Will it be uncomfortable at first? Sure. But being broke and living paycheck to paycheck is also uncomfortable. Let's be real. That is not fun at all. But I promise you, if you keep doing it, it will get easier. And then you won't even think twice about it. Okay? So please go live. Now we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? All right. There is a reason why I am telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock somewhere, but people work very hard for their money, ladies. You work hard, I work hard. Everyone is working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, you are going to have to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. Okay? First, what we're going to do, well, what we got to do is remove the ego and the pride. Now, some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything. And there's nothing that anyone can teach you that you don't already know, and you don't believe there's room for growth or improvement. You are perfect as is. Fine. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. Pride always comes before the fall. Now, for those of you guys who can be coachable, you recognize that there's room for improvement, and you don't know everything. I am talking to you. We're going to remove our ego and pride, and we're just going to look at the facts. I want you to go to your profile and ask yourself these questions. We have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't ever forget that. Now ask yourself this. Is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this. Please be honest. If you were not you, would you buy from you? Take the emotions out. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you can fix it. You have the power to fix it. So make it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so that when people do visit your profile, they know exactly what they can expect from you. It is really that simple. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of business. That is the beauty of everything that we have talked about so far on this live. anything, and I mean anything, that is not giving you the results that you want, you can fix it. You make things more complicated than it needs to be. You have the power to fix it. You have more control over your life than you give yourself credit for. I have already accepted the fact, and I recognize that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have accepted the fact, and I have recognized that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because I have learned, believe it or not, as crazy as this may sound, most people do not truly want help with the problems that they have. They say they do, but they really don't. Because you can give them the exact solution to their problem, and they will still not do what you told them to do. Most people are really just out here looking to complain and vent to anyone who's willing to listen, but they're not really willing to change anything about themselves to actually get the results that they want. And I'm not here for that shit. I am not here for that shit. I am here to help the woman who knows that she has problems and who wants to actually fix it. But in order to actually fix the problems, I have to tell you the truth about who you are and what you have been doing so that you can become aware and actively change it. I gotta tell you the truth about yourself. Anything in your life that is not giving you the results that you want, you can fix it. But every day, you make the choice not to. Every day you have choices. And you choose what's most familiar to you. You choose the path of least resistance. And you have been doing that for years. And that path that you choose every day is your comfort zone. And even though that comfort zone that you have been living in for years does nothing but cause you stress, hurt, pain, resentment, and misery, you still make the choice to stay on the path of comfort, even though deep down inside, you don't want it no more. But you refuse to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and do something a little bit different, choose something a little bit different to change your life. Because that's going to require you to get a little uncomfortable for a little while. But it will always get you the results that you've always wanted. But unfortunately, most of you are not really willing to do that. You say you are until it's time to actually do it. Then you're like, oh, well, never mind. If you are struggling with live shyness or camera shyness, fix it. I already told you how. Start going live consistently, start being in front of the camera consistently, and I promise you, you will not be shy with those things for very long. But even though I gave you the exact solution to that problem, believe it or not, most of you guys aren't going to do it. When I end this live, you're going to go right back to what you know, which is just scrolling on social media and watching other people's lives. And then you're going to have the audacity to complain about not getting the results that you want. But that's what you chose. You choose to sit on social media every day. That's what you choose. Instead of getting off and doing the thing that will change your life. If you are struggling with confidence and lack thereof, fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself you were going to create content, then create it. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then start it. If you told yourself that you were going to sell your products, then sell them. If you told yourself you were going to lose weight, then lose it. But even though I told you exactly what to do to build your confidence, believe it or not, once I end this live, most of you aren't going to do any of those things. You're still going to be on social media, not keeping the promises and lying to yourself, saying that you're too busy. And then you're going to have the audacity to complain about how insecure you really are. But that is a choice that you make every single day. You weren't really looking for solutions. You were looking for a distraction. And that's why you sit on lives. That's why you watch YouTube videos, because you would rather distract yourself than do the very thing that would change your life forever. That's the truth. And you may not want to hear it. You may not like the truth, but the truth is the truth. And the truth will set you free. And I am telling you the truth about who you are so that you can make the choice to fix it. See, most of us live in a trapped mindset. And you have been living in this trapped mindset for so long that you don't even recognize that you're living in a trapped mindset. And you have convinced yourself with your soul that there is absolutely nothing you can do to improve your circumstances. And then what's even worse is we all tend to make friends and be around people who are just like us. So if you are living in a trapped mindset, 9 times out of 10, your friends also have a trapped mindset. Your family also has a trapped mindset. So it's just a whole bunch of people with a trapped mindset talking about trapped things. But you're not trapped. That's the truth. You are not trapped. And I used to have a trapped mindset too. I really used to believe that I was trapped in that 9 to 5. And I believed it with my soul, and there wasn't anything that anyone could tell me that would convince me otherwise. I was trapped and my life was always going to be miserable. I really believed that. But the reality is, I was never trapped at that job. I was never trapped at that job. I let myself believe it, but I was never trapped at that job. See, we always have choices, but most of us always choose the path with least resistance, meaning the path that's the most comfortable, even though that path is not the path that's going to bring you peace. It is not the path that's going to bring you happiness. It is not the path that is going to bring you purpose and fulfillment. It is the path that's going to keep you miserable. That's the truth. I had choices. I had options. But those choices and those options were uncomfortable. See, I could have quit my job and moved back home. I had that choice. But then I would have to move back home with my mom. Oh God, we didn't get along. Oh God, no. Even though it would have been temporary, even though it would have only been until I found something else, I made the choice to do what I was already doing, which was stay at a job that was making me miserable. It was depressing me. It was making me anxious. I was stressed as hell, but I still chose that over than to just go back home. I could have quit that full-time job and just found me some part-time jobs. I could have went back to Target. I could have worked at Walmart. I could have went back to fast food. I had those choices. Yeah, it would have sucked, but it would have only been temporary until I found something else. But if I quit my job and go back to fast food or retail, well, then I'm going to have to work more than 40 hours a week. Oh, no. More than 40 hours a week. Oh man. Even though I was doing that before, even though millions of people do that every single day, yeah, it would have been uncomfortable. Who truly wants to work more than 40 hours a week? At least I wouldn't have been at a job that was depressing me. At least I wouldn't have been at a job that was stressing me, but I still made the choice to stay on the path of least resistance, to stay in my comfort zone. What was most familiar? What if I got part-time jobs and they forced me to work on Columbus Day? No, that's where I draw the line, because I have to have Columbus Day off. Listen, I can't make this up. I was never trapped at that job. The truth is, I liked the status quo. That's the truth. I liked being able to say I work a 9 to 5. I liked being able to say I make $60,000 a year. Even though I was miserable as hell, I liked the status quo. So I chose to do everything except the one thing that would have changed my life forever, which was leave. I chose to complain, I chose to vent, I chose to throw pity parties for myself, I chose to talk about what wasn't fair and why is this me and why is this happening to me. I chose to do all of those things except the one thing, which was leave. I could have left and changed my life, but I made the choice to stay and be miserable. You always have a choice. You are not trapped. Some of you have convinced yourself that you just need more information before you can fix anything. And you have convinced yourself that if you just watch more lives, if you watch more YouTube videos, if you ask ChatGPT more questions, then you will get more information and then you can fix the problems later. But what if I told you you are not lacking information? No, you're not. You have more information than you even know what to do with. You are on information overload because let's just be real. You are on social media all day. So you have watched all of the lives. You have watched YouTube video after YouTube video. You have archived reel after reel. You have already asked ChatGPT a gazillion questions. You have the information. What you are lacking is not information. You are lacking implementation, meaning you don't execute shit. Which is why I made the keyword of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who buys course after course, but does nothing with any of the information in the courses. Let's be real. Some of you guys have a course purchasing addiction. Let's just be real. You are the woman who talks about what she's going to do, but you don't actually do any of it. You are the woman who makes excuse after excuse as to why things won't work for her. You are the woman who distracts and distracts and distracts. You'll distract yourself with habits. You'll distract yourself in toxic relationships. You'll distract yourself with any and everything. That is you. And until you execute, until you actually do the things that you watch, nothing for you is going to change. So instead of changing you, what you choose to do is complain, you choose to vent, you choose to throw pity parties for yourself, you choose to talk about what's not gonna work, you choose to hang out with people who don't pour into you, who talk shit to you. That's what you choose to do every day. The path of least resistance. Even though that comfort zone of yours is keeping you miserable, even though that comfort zone is taking your confidence from you, even though it's keeping you broke, even though it has you watching from the sidelines and stealing your dream life, that's the path of least resistance because that's the path you're most familiar with. That's what you know. And you would rather do that every single day instead of take a half an inch out and do something a little bit different today. That's the truth. You are going to have to change you. You have not done that yet. The common denominator in our own life is you. You are holding yourself back. You are getting in your own way. It's your excuses. It's your procrastination. It is your habits. It is you. And until you change who you are, nothing for you will change. You will continue year after year to be in the same loop and in the same cycle until you change you. I'm going to assume you want to be the version of you who is confident, who shows up, who's running her business, who believes in herself and doesn't care what people think, who knows how to have standards for herself, who knows how to put herself first and not feel bad about it, who knows how to stick to the plan and not the mood. That's who I'm assuming you want to be. That version of you is already within you. You can be her. However, it is buried under the fear that you refuse to let go of. It is buried under the excuses and the procrastination. It is buried under your limiting beliefs. And until you change who you are, you will never be that version. You will continue to be the version of you who cares what other people think. You will continue to be the version of you who doesn't respect herself and who doesn't demand respect from others. You will continue to be the version of you who's always putting other people before yourself. That's who you will continue to be until you change who you are. You have to change. There are things about you that do not align with who you want to become. And until you change you, nothing for you will change. But I don't have to convince you of that. Just keep doing what you're doing and come back a year from now and ask me how it's going. You are going to have to change. One problem that a lot of people struggle with is entitlement. And you are probably very entitled. And you don't even realize how entitled you have become. And you have convinced yourself, deep down in your soul, that you are entitled to time. And you really believe that you have all the time in the world to waste. And if you don't start today, then you can start tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you can start on Monday. And if you don't start on Monday, you can start next year. You have become entitled to time. And you really believe you have all the time in the world to waste because you have convinced yourself that you will never run out of time. You really believe that. But I'm confused because last time I checked, tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. So I'm trying to figure out who told you that you'll be here 6 months from now. How do you know that? How are you so sure? Who told you that you'll be here in 5 years? Who told you that? How are you so sure? You are not entitled to time. And you don't have as much time as you think you do. And instead of you living every day that you are blessed with to the fullest and being happy and living in your purpose and doing what you want for you, you make the choice to waste your precious time. You choose to scroll on social media, watching other people's lives. You choose to hang around people who drain you. You choose to go to a job that doesn't respect you. You choose to do these things. You don't have as much time as you think you do. Because you are getting older. You are not getting younger. And you will never be this age that you are in this moment again. Every single minute that goes by, you are getting older, and eventually you will run out of time. That is the cold, hard truth. You will not always have a tomorrow. Time is your most valuable, precious asset. See, some of y'all think it's money, and you have convinced yourself that your most valuable asset is money. No, it's not. No, it's not. You could lose $500 today. Yeah, it would suck. You'd be pissed off. I'd be pissed off too. But guess what? You can still go and make 500 more. Yeah, it may take you a while, sure, but you can still make it. But when you lose your time, you don't get it back. It's gone forever. And the only thing now that you have is regret. but you can have all the regret you want. You're still not going to get it back. 2025 came and left. It is over. So all of the time that you wasted is forever gone. You won't get it back. And time is moving quickly. I don't have to convince you of this. Just ask yourself. Be honest. How many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it is 7:47 a.m. Wow. I cannot believe it is March 2026. Wow. I cannot believe I am 35 years old. Or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And even though you have recognized it for yourself, how quickly time is moving, you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. Imagine a life where you don't have to work 12 hours a day and you have more time to do things that you love, that make you happy, and spend time with your children and your spouse, creating memories and truly being happy. But you choose to scroll on social media. Why? Because you have become entitled to time. And you believe that you have all the time in the world to waste. You are going to have to change that, because that is not true. And eventually, you will run out of time, whether it's with your loved ones, and then you will regret not being more intentional with the time that you had. Gotta change. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow. This is tough, so brace yourself and your ego. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. So for those of you guys who are struggling financially, your finances, whether they're going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices you make. When I heard that, my ego shattered. Because for the longest time, I thought the reason that I was living paycheck to paycheck was just because I didn't make enough money. And if I just made more money, then that problem would go away. No, absolutely not. The real reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck was because I was living above my means. That's the truth. That is the cold, hard truth. I bought cars I couldn't afford. I stayed in apartments that I couldn't afford. And I was paycheck to paycheck because of the choices that I made. Now, some of y'all, your ego is gonna try to get in the way and say, Jazz, I hear you, but that's not my fault. That's not my problem, because I really am paycheck to paycheck. And it's not because I'm living above my means. It's because it's too expensive to be alive. How can I get ahead in this economy? I don't make enough money to keep up. How is that my fault? I hear you loud and clear. but I'm still going to repeat myself. Your finances, whether they're going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And I'm going to tell you why. Ladies, times have been hard. True or false? This didn't happen last night. Food prices, rent prices, gas prices have been going up for years. And every day you make the choice to do nothing about it. Because you could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. You could have started your YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our community, our viewers, our subscribers, our commenters are the people who buy our products. But every day we make the choice not to. We make the choice to complain, vent, throw pity parties for ourselves, talk about what's not fair and what's not going to work for you. You choose to talk about what you're going to do tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. You choose to waste time on social media to feel like you're doing something, but you're not really doing anything. Because in order to actually do something, you have to execute. You cannot execute if you're sitting around and watching. That is the truth. That's the truth. You are going to have to change. Because there are things about you that do not align with the version of you that you want to become. And I don't have to convince you. Keep doing what you're doing and come back a year from now and let me know how it's going. Go ahead. You're gonna have to change. And yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not. Nobody is. The version of me that y'all see today is a direct reflection of the changes that I had to make in my own life. I am nothing like who I used to be at all, not even close. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight, and for years I had excuse after excuse as to why I couldn't lose the weight. I would blame my metabolism, I would blame my thyroid. It was always something. And then I would yo-yo diet. So I would lose 20, gain 30, lose 30, gain 50. And year after year, I was getting bigger and bigger. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It was obvious I didn't know what I was doing with weight loss, because if I really knew what I was doing, then I would have lost the weight, right? So I had to switch something up because what I was doing wasn't working. So I decided to hire a personal trainer. I lost the weight. I lost 100 pounds. And I've kept it off for 3 years so far. All because I decided to change. I told you, a lot of times we're around people who are just like us. It is hard to change when you're around people who don't want to change. My whole family is obese. How was I going to change when I'm around a whole bunch of obese people? I wasn't. My personal trainer was the first person in my life who was a healthy weight and prioritized health and wellness. He's still my personal trainer to this day. So I decided to get around someone who was like what I wanted to be like. And it actually happened. I can't make this up. I used to procrastinate too. I sure did. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later. But later never showed up. I used to live in fear too. Scary as hell. Notice the fears that we have are always worst case scenarios of things that haven't even happened. We're literally hyping ourselves up and bracing ourselves for what if. But what if you actually post the content and you do good and your platform grows and you sell your products? What if you decide to keep the promise that you made to yourself and you actually achieve the goal that you always wanted? What if you put yourself first and you actually live your dream life? Why do we always go to worst case scenarios that haven't even happened? You hold on to all of these fears and it hasn't even happened. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of you can relate to that. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Let me ask you, how the hell was I gonna be a successful entrepreneur when I'm calling myself stupid every day? I wasn't. That had to change. Let me tell you this, ladies. Your internal world always is a reflection of your external. So if you got chaos going on in here, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. Your car is probably cluttered. Your house is probably cluttered. Everything is just cluttered because you're cluttered up here. There's no organization. Am I lying? If you disrespect yourself internally, I know for a fact you have people in your life who disrespect the hell out you. But that's how you treat yourself. Nobody's gonna treat you any better than how you treat yourself. Don't you ever forget that. But once you start treating yourself with respect, and you start saying nice things to yourself in here, all those people just fall off because you stop tolerating it. Your internal world is always a reflection of your external. You need to change what's going on in this head of yours because it's holding you back. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic ass habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, well, then that problem would have just went away. Nope. Let me tell you this. Your problems don't just go away. No, they don't. They actually get worse. My weight problem just got worse over the years, got bigger and bigger. My alcohol addiction got worse. Your problems don't just go away. If you don't fix them, they just get worse. See, at least when I was working, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I was at work, right? Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything was shut down. Guess what? I had nothing but time to get drunk. See, I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months. I just got to a point where like, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm so sick of y'all. I'm not taking this into my 30s. So I quit, put in my 2-week notice. That was it. And I didn't have any money saved up. I had just bought a house 6 months prior to quitting, but I couldn't do it anymore. And I also believe God told me, Jazz, quit now. It just kept weighing on me and weighing on me. So I was like, you know what? I'm out. I quit. And my plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus for a few months until my business took over. Now, granted, I don't have any kids, so I didn't have that much stimulus in the first place. I had about $2,000 and my mortgage was $1,900. Okay, so the math wasn't going to math, but I just figured it would work. So now I'm at home watching TikTok live, same thing you're doing, watching YouTube videos, watching reels, trying to make it all make sense. Digital products, monetization, content, platforms, and algorithms. But it's not working. I'm not making sales. Nobody's watching my content, and my platforms aren't growing. See, I had a lot of ego back then. Okay, so it was never my fault because I was perfect as is. So if there's a problem, it's always someone else. It's not me. So it's YouTube. YouTube's not pushing my content. It's Instagram. Instagram's not pushing my content, but it's not Jasmine. It's not me, okay? The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. I was lying to myself and convincing myself that I was being productive and doing everything I could do when in fact I wasn't, because I was always drunk. I was not posting content consistently, and I was not going live. I wasn't doing shit but wasting time and distracting. And I started getting pissed off at God. I was getting stressed because I'm like, I'm running out of money. You told me to quit. You told me the time was now. I quit and I'm not making money. I already made a payment arrangement with my lights. My light bill was $700. There was no more payment arrangements to be made. If I didn't pay the bill on the day that was set, they was gonna cut them off. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I missed another, they were gonna start trying to foreclose on a house I hadn't even been in yet for a whole year. I was stressed and I was pissed and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to admit to myself that I'm the problem. I didn't want to say that I have a drinking problem. I didn't want to admit that. Who wants to say that out loud? The embarrassment, the guilt, the shame. My ego couldn't handle it. No. So I just decided to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., then I'm not an alcoholic. Because in my mind, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So if I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, I'm not an alcoholic because I don't start my day with alcohol. What? I can't make this up. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. But you get to a point where you can't keep running from yourself. Eventually, you're gonna hit a brick wall and the shit's just gonna start crashing down. And eventually, you're gonna have to listen to God. See, I believe God is within you. So I have God within me. You have God within you. But he's not outside of you. We think he is. That's why we distract ourselves. Every time you try to look externally for the solution, notice you never really freaking find it. Because he's within you. And we spend so much time trying to avoid listening to God. Because deep down inside, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You already know. Let's just stop with the lies. You know what you should be doing, but you're making the choice not to. Those ideas that we get, that's God talking to you. Try this, post this, try it this way. That gut feeling, that intuition that you get. That's God trying to warn you of something. But like I said, we don't really want to hear God. You say you do. It sounds good in conversation. It sounds good on paper, but you don't. If I'm lying, let me ask you, how many ideas did God give you last week that you didn't even try? If I'm lying, let me ask you this. How many times did you go against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? Exactly. We never want to listen. But eventually, he is going to make you listen. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed. I was scared. I was like, God, they're about to take my house. I'm about to lose my freaking house. I don't know what to do. He said, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging for a business for years, which is true. I have been. He said, the opportunity is right in front of you and you're wasting it. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are you going to fix it? Are you going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I'm done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting content consistently. My platform started growing. Started making sales. All because I decided to change. I started saying nice things to myself for the first time in my whole life. I started telling myself I'm amazing, I'm smart. I used to say, Jazz, you can do this. I'm so proud of you. That's how I'm talking to myself. I ain't never talked to myself like that before. For the first time in my life, I'm starting to have confidence. I'm starting to feel good because I'm actually sticking to the promises that I made to myself. All because I decided to change. See, what I didn't realize back then, and what a lot of people don't realize, in order to get something, you are going to have to give up something. You cannot have both. In order to get something, you have to give something up. In order for me to lose 100 pounds, I had to give up fast food. In order for me to keep the weight off, I had to give up soda. In order for me to get to the business that I had been begging God for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. God gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace the full-time job I had. I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you could just help me make $45K a year, I'll make it work. I'll cut the cable off. Just please help me get out this job. Girl, God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1K Instagram followers. Shit, I didn't know 10 people. I was like, if I get 1,000 people to follow me, what? God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5K YouTube subs. I don't know. God gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. I asked God for a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. I keep all of the promises I make to myself. I love myself. All because I decided to change. See, the woman I was back then didn't align with who I am today. I always wanted to be this version of me. The version of me that shows up confidently, who doesn't care what people think, who knows how to put herself first in her own life, who actually follows through and is building her business on her terms. This version of me, I always wanted to be. However, I couldn't be her until I changed who I was. This version was always buried under the fear and the limiting beliefs and the excuses. And until I changed who I wasn't going to be this. I had to change. See, we delay our own blessings. That's why I keep saying, you keep getting in your own way. God heard you loud and clear. He already knows what you want. You have told him time and time and time again. He heard you. And he is ready to open the floodgates of heaven for you and give everything and more to you on a silver platter. But the problem is, he also gives us free will. So in other words, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He won't stop you. So if you want to waste 5 more years, he'll let you. If you want to waste 20 more years, he'll let you. He won't stop you. Some people never get all of their blessings because they refused to change. He's not going to give you what you want until you listen, until you become obedient, and until you change. But once you change, he'll give you everything. And sure, maybe change is hard. Maybe you're right. Maybe change is just so hard. Fine. Okay. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down inside that there is something better for you and not even living it is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Going to a job that drains your spirit every single day is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. I've lived both hearts. And I will always choose this one. Because at least this hard comes with peace. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with happiness. It comes with confidence. It comes with more time with your loved ones. It comes with income. I keep telling you, there is no limitation on your greatness except the limitation that you set on yourself. And some of y'all have set the bar so low because year after year, you keep breaking the promises that you made to yourself. You keep choosing the path of least resistance, the path that's most familiar, even though that path, that comfort zone of yours is draining you. It is stressing you. It is keeping you miserable. It is stealing your joy, your freedom. It is slowly killing you. Stress is a silent killer. Some of you guys have been stressed for years, and you would still rather stay there, even though you know it gets you nowhere, than take a half an inch out and do something just a little bit different today. Every day you have a choice. You either choose to do what you've been doing, that's getting you the results that you've been getting, or you choose to do something different. If you even thought about it, that's because you can. Those ideas that you get come from God. If something inside of you said, I should try making content, I should try starting my business, I should try prioritizing myself, that's because you can. God would never give you an idea that you couldn't do. It wouldn't have even crossed your mind. But it did, because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of the fear. You are going to have to change. Gotta change. For those of you guys who want to change, and I want to help you, but I can only help people who actually want it. I can't force change upon people, and I can't convince you to change. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, then fine. Keep doing what you're doing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If you like it, I love it for you. But if you're not, if you know deep down inside that there are some things about you that is holding you back, and you want to change it so that you can finally get the results that you have been begging for, then I want to help you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, I'm going to teach you how to run your online business from scratch. I don't care what your starting point is, it's in there. If you want to monetize your content, get paid for views like how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do, fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. If you want to sell your digital products, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do, fine, it's in there. Maybe you don't want to do an ebook, fine, we'll build your e-course. Maybe you don't want an e-course, maybe you want a private community, fine, I've made thousands off of that. It's in there. Maybe you want to sell on live, like how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do, fine, it's in there. I'll teach you. Everything, and I mean everything you need to start your online business is all inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to start your online business, most importantly, ladies, I'm going to teach you how to build you. For the longest time, people have tried to categorize me as a business coach. Honestly, I'm not a business coach. I'm a life coach, because there are things about you that have to change, and together you and I will change it. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence one day at a time. Inside of Glow Up Academy, together you and I are going to build your discipline. Together you and I are going to build your consistency. Together, you and I are going to start putting you first in your own life so that you actually get it done. Maybe you don't have 20 hours a day to work on your business and your goals. You don't have to. We'll start with 20 minutes. Try me. I keep telling you, We have to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. We're going to start building small habits that will compound into bigger ones. Stop trying to have an all or nothing mindset. It's not working because you're not taking the baby steps. Together, you and I are going to take the baby steps. You're going to tell me what responsibilities you have, what your day-to-day looks like, and we are going to squeeze time into your busy life to get it done. And it can get done because if you got time to be on social media, you have time to put yourself first. I don't give you that excuse. And if that's the excuse you want to continue to run with, keep running with it. Come back a year from now and let me know how it's going. I already know how it's going to go. You're going to be right back here. You do have time. So we will use the time that you have and we will work on your goals together. Glow Up Academy is the space where not only do you build your business, but you and I build you so that you can actually become the woman who follows through this time. Now, before I let you join Glow Up Academy, a couple of things. First thing, I only let 10 people in at a time because believe it or not, not everybody has the same journey. Some people have a product but no audience. Some people have an audience but no product. Some people have a million ideas. You listening to all the ideas God gave you, but we got to lock into one. Some of y'all spreading yourself too thin. And you're trying to work on 50 things at one time. That's why nothing's getting done. We're going to choose your top goal and we're going to work on that. And then once that one is getting accomplished, then we'll reach back down into the pile and pull something else up. Some of you guys have no idea what kind of business you want to start, and that's fine. We'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't want to start a business yet. You have other goals that you want to work on first. Maybe you want to work on your health, losing weight. Maybe you want to start prioritizing yourself because you don't even do that. No matter where you're at in your journey, I can help you. I have just noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me because I really do take time to make sure that I'm planning stuff out for you so that you actually get what needs to get done for you, okay? So I cap it at 10, and you can't join till I'm ready to accept more people. Also, I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes because I told you, I can't convince you of anything, and I'm not trying to force anything on anybody. The woman who knows she wants to change, she knows she's tired of her own mess, that's who I'm here to help. I can't force it. I can't want it more than you. It's not gonna work. So the woman who knows, she moves, and that's who I wanna help, okay? So when the timer starts, don't overthink. Deep down inside, you know what you need to be doing. And deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. So stop overthinking and just do what you know you need to do. Because once that timer goes off, we're done. All right? One last thing, Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. I made it lifetime access because life happens to everybody. And sometimes you might have things you gotta attend to, but you'll always have the space to come back, right? That's why Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. So no matter what happens, you always have a safe space to come right back to. And we pick up right where you left off, okay? You'll always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live inside of Glow Up Academy. You will always have access to ask me any questions that you have, any feedback that you want, anything that you want to revisit. I'm always one message away. I respond to all of my students, okay? I also check in with you to make sure that you're on top of what we talked about. I'm very active with my students, okay? Because Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, once you're in forever. It's $597, okay? But I'm gonna take the price down, and I will keep the price down for 10 minutes because you sat here, you listened, you took notes, and most importantly, you promised me you were gonna execute. So the price will stay down for 10 minutes. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up. But once that timer goes off, it will be back at $597. And it is worth every penny because you're inside forever. And women do pay $597. So do not overthink, just move, okay? Okay. I'm gonna show you guys how to join and then I will set the timer. YouTube, y'all's instructions are a teeny bit different. And though I see you guys joining, please don't leave until you confirm that you received your email. Some of y'all Join and dip. I need to know that you're where you're supposed to be. Don't leave me. Do not leave me until you tell me you got everything and you have full access. Do not dip. All right? I see y'all. I'm going to start with TikTok, YouTube. Hang tight for a few seconds. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to click on my profile picture up at the top. Now, TikTok number one, the one that says turn your phone into an ATM. Y'all are on my main account. This is my backup. So it doesn't look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? You're going to click where it says stand.store right here in the bio. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. The price has been marked down from $5.97 to $2.49. It will stay $2.49 for 10 minutes. Okay, scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. Sometimes the autocorrect gets you and it inverts some some letters. Please quadruple check that because what you put in is where everything is going. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up and still get in on the $2.49 price. And then you're going to click this blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds tops, you should be receiving the very first email from Stan. Okay, if you did not get that email, it's because it was a spelling mistake, but no worries, we'll fix it right on here. This is why I'm telling you don't join and leave, because I don't know what your email is supposed to be to know if there was a typo. Okay, so come back and let me know you got it so I know you are where you're supposed to be. The second email that you get is going to say Jasmine Spencer. That is me. That second email is going to have a yellow button inside and I want you to click it. It says join now. And once you click it, you should have full access inside of Glow Up Academy. I need you to confirm that you have full access because as soon as I get off of this live, I hop right inside and I start messaging you guys. I want to know everything about you. What are you struggling with? What have you tried? What have you not? What are your goals so that we can start creating your plan, your new routines, your new habits together, all right? So that's why I need you to let me know that you got inside and you see everything. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you have to leave my live. You're gonna come to my YouTube channel and you're gonna click on this link right here that says stand.store and then same thing. It's gonna take you to the screen. Become the woman who actually follows through. It's marked down to $2.49, and this is lifetime access. So once you're in forever, okay? And if you do have to leave, one of my members, she lost her husband, but she's taking some time off to recover, and she'll have full access, okay? So that's why it's lifetime access, because sometimes life's, right? You gotta take care of home first, but no matter what, you still have a safe space to return back to when you're ready, okay? So scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna and then click Start My Glow Up. Same thing, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start our timer now. I have a couple, I'm sending the email out now, the second email, so just kind of hang tight, ladies. Oh, real quick too, also, once you guys are inside, so this is what it looks like inside. I have an inbox icon right here. There's an inbox icon right here. I want you guys to click it. You will be seeing a message from me. Please make sure you respond to my message. There's an inbox icon. Even if you can't respond right now, I know some of you guys are at work, you're kind of rushing. Before you go to bed, I need you to take time and respond to my message. We have wasted way too much time, okay? It's time to execute. The quicker you let me know what's going on, the quicker we can start creating the new routines and the new habits for you to get you to the goals that you want. But I can't help what I don't know needs to be helped. So please do not forget to respond to my message so that we can start creating your plan. Remember, everybody's life is different. Everyone has different things that they got to work on. But I can't help you if I don't know. Okay, so please make sure you respond to me. Don't leave me on red. Okay? She said, today is my birthday. Happy birthday. I am tired of remaining the same. It's time to change. Amen. Okay, I'm going to start sending out those emails to the ladies who have joined. Just hang tight. I saw Christine already got hers. I seen her say that earlier. Where we at? Alex, can you check your email for the second email for Jasmine Spencer? That is me, by the way, you guys. That second email says Jasmine Spencer. Hergy, can you check your email for me, please? Christine got hers. And Phyllis, check your email. I'm waiting on 3 ladies to confirm they received their emails. Please do not leave off my live until you let me know you got everything. Please don't do it. Please do not do it. I like to know everyone is where they're supposed to be. So as soon as I get off this live, I can start sending out my messages to you guys. Do not leave me until you let me know. Okay? All right, I'm waiting for 3 ladies. All right, I think that's it. Okay, very good. All right, so we have a few minutes left. Let's do a few affirmations. I am deserving of every bit of love, joy, and positivity that comes my way. Perfect, thank you. I am deserving of every bit of love, joy, and positivity that comes my way. Please check I want you to actually join. So once you receive that email, I need you to click on that yellow button and click the join now, okay? Let me know that you are fully inside, okay? If you do not believe that you are worthy of love, joy, and positivity, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's why I say I spend way more time helping women build their confidence and their discipline more than giving them email strategies. Because I can give you all the templates, which is all inside of Glow Up Academy. But at the end of the day, if you don't even believe that you're worthy of wealth, you're going to sabotage it. You're going to talk about what you can't do, what's not working for you. Your idea is stupid. These are the things that are going to happen because you self-sabotage time and time again, because deep down inside, you don't even believe you're worthy of a better life. This is why this entire life has been more stressed on confidence than it has about making any type of income. Because the income comes once you are confident. Because you show up differently in your own life. You start prioritizing yourself without feeling bad because you are a confident woman. So you don't care what's going on. You gonna commit 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour a day, whatever you have for yourself to your business. This becomes a non-negotiable. You move totally different when you're confident. But when you're insecure, when you don't think you're worthy, when you're second guessing everything, that's where the friction starts. And that's why you don't get things done. It's one thing to say you're confident, but what do your actions show? I can read people based off of their actions. Because a confident woman isn't going to be given to people who don't give to her. That's never going to happen. She's going to cut that off quick, fast, in a hurry. An insecure woman, she's going to negotiate it. Well, they've been my friend for 20 years and I have to help her because it... No. A confident woman is not going to sit on social media all day wasting time. She's going to be making her content, building her empire. I can tell what kind of version you are just based off of your habits. And there's no shade. It's just we got to fix it. I spend way more time helping women build their confidence than I do teaching them anything about what to post. Because all that other stuff just flows naturally. You already, once you become confident, you're not second guessing. Well, what if people don't like this? You don't even second, that don't even be a thought in your head. Because you already know deep down inside you can help people. So that whole, I don't know what to say. What if people, that doesn't even become a topic of discussion when you're confident in yourself. That's an afterthought. Because you already know you're gonna build your community. And who's gonna check you? Because you have that belief in yourself. Because you stick to your promises. Because you show up for yourself. Even if you only have 30 minutes, fine. You're gonna use those 30 minutes for you, period. Because you have confidence. But a woman who doesn't, she's gonna be trying to, I feel bad for spending these 30 minutes. I could help. No. Yes, digital products works everywhere. She said, does digital products work in Jamaica? Digital products works wherever you have internet. So if you're watching this live, if you on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, you have internet, which means absolutely, digital products works for you. Anywhere. Perfect. Good question. I take action towards my goals every day. Good morning. I take action towards my goals every day. A confident person asks for nothing. Because they already know they're the source. I can't make this up. They already know they're the source. Absolutely. And just because you don't have confidence doesn't mean that it's over for you. You have to build it by repeated action, showing up every day, keeping going. Every day. Do you suggest making a new page? What's wrong with the page you already have? If you already have followers on the page, I wouldn't make a new one. Because the content that you post, you guys, it's going to show to people who are interested in that type of topic. Your follower count itself is just vanity. Your follower count, your subscriber count, none of that matters anymore. Because the platform is going to show your content to whoever it thinks is interested in that content. So it looks like you do some type of traveling content. So even if at first your page was weight loss and fitness, and then you decide later, okay, well, I want to do traveling content, it's just going to start showing your content to people who are into traveling. It's not even going to show the content to people who were following you for weight loss, because now these platforms are all about interest based. So that's why you might see some creators who have 1 million followers, but they're only getting, I don't want to say only, because if you got 500 people to watch your video, that's still a lot of people. Like, I don't like to say only, but maybe they have 1 million followers, but 500 people watch their video. Well, the followers they had aren't interested in the type of content they're creating now. That's why they didn't see it. That's why smaller creators can get millions of views on videos these days, because it's just about interest. It's just about interest and nothing else, okay? That was our timer. I'm still waiting on Hergy. I never saw her. Real quick, one more time before we close it out. TikTok, you're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice. Come to my profile, click where it says stand.store, and it'll take you right to where you need to be. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you're gonna have to leave the live and come to my channel and click where it says stand.store. And then here we are, you guys. Become the woman who actually follows through. It's marked down to 49. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. Click this box. I understand and agree to terms. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click start my glow up, okay? Any last joiners before I close it out? You guys, please don't leave me until you confirm that you got your email. I've only seen 3 people actually physically join, but I'm waiting on 5. Because I don't know what y'all's email is supposed to be, and I really don't like to end the live until I know everyone's where they're supposed to be at. Katie, can you check your email and confirm you received from Jasmine Spencer? And actually join. I'm not sure what live she's on. She said, am here to learn. Amen. But learning comes from doing, not watching, ladies. I can't make this up. Learning comes from doing, not watching. Why do they say you live and you learn? Because you lived, you did it, you learn from your mistakes. It doesn't come from watching people's mistakes. It comes from doing the mistake, and now you know, okay, I shouldn't be doing that again. You really don't learn from watching. You have to do. Because if all you had to do was watch and learn, then you would have already watched your way to millions. You would have already watched your way to confidence. You wouldn't be insecure now. You wouldn't be worrying about what people have to say now, because you're showing up every day actually executing the thing. It doesn't come from watching. It comes from actually doing. And unfortunately, we get into this loop of, well, if I watch, that means I'm doing something. You're not. What you're doing is wasting time. That's the cold hard truth. I tell you guys, watch my content. I'm glad y'all are watching, but at the end of the day, watching my content is not going to help you create content. Creating content comes from actually recording the video and uploading it and building your platforms. This is why I keep stressing the importance of confidence. Because you believe that, well, if I just watch more stuff, then I'll get more comfortable to do it later. That's the trap. You have to do it. So we have to get you out of that watching and into that doing. That's the only way it's gonna work. I can't stress this enough. And even if you don't believe that I am the coach that can help you, I really need you to find somebody who you believe can. That's the truth, okay? Okay. All right, we're gonna end it here. Make sure you guys follow me if you haven't already. Please subscribe, please follow, because they do steal my videos and they make fake accounts and then they're gonna turn around and message you. All right, for those of you guys who did join Glow Up Academy, I'm hopping in now. You'll get a message from me in the next few minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, that was a choice that you made, and I'm glad everything is working out for you the way that you want. All right, I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. Thank y'all so much, and I will see you guys next time, okay? Bye, YouTube.